It's midnight. You plan to check just one notification, but 20 minutes later, you're still scrolling through disasters, accidents, and alarming headlines. Why is it so hard to look away?
One headline becomes another and another. Most of us have experienced this feeling. We tell ourselves we'll stop after one more story, but our attention keeps getting pulled back. Your brain is constantly asking one important question. Could this affect my safety? Information that seems threatening often receives extra attention because our brains are designed to notice possible risks. Positive news can feel pleasant, but information that might signal danger often demands immediate attention. This tendency helped our ancestors survive long before smartphones existed. Thousands of years ago, paying attention to possible danger could mean the difference between survival and death. Our brains evolved to react quickly to threats, even though the dangers we face today are often very different. Your brain isn't trying to make you unhappy. It's trying to protect you. But in a world of endless notifications and 24-hour news, that ancient survival system can sometimes keep you focused on danger far longer than necessary. But what ancient survival instinct is still controlling your attention? Thousands of years later. Have you ever picked up your phone to check one notification and ended up scrolling for much longer than you planned? Tell us in the comments. For most of human history, missing a possible threat could have deadly consequences. Our ancestors who noticed danger quickly were often more likely to survive and pass on their genes. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. Our brains often give greater priority to information that might signal danger because responding quickly to threats has long been important for survival. The predators may have changed, but your brain hasn't changed as quickly. Today's dangers often arrive as notifications, headlines, and alerts instead of sounds in the forest. Information that feels urgent or personally relevant often attracts more attention. This doesn't mean every alarming headline is exaggerated, but our brains naturally pause when something seems important to our safety. When something feels threatening, your attention narrows. Your brain becomes more alert, searching for information that might help you understand or respond to the situation.
Your brain is trying to keep you informed, not trapped. But when every alert feels urgent, it's easy to mistake constant exposure for control. Understanding your brain's survival instincts is the first step toward taking back your attention.
If bad news makes you feel stressed, why do you keep coming back for more? Have you ever caught yourself reading bad news even when you knew it was making you feel worse? Share your experience in the comments. You promised yourself just one quick update, but minutes turn into half an hour. This habit has a name many people recognize today: doom scrolling. Why can't you stop? Because two powerful emotions begin working together. Fear tells you something important might happen, while curiosity whispers, maybe the next article will explain everything. Each new headline creates the feeling that the next one might finally answer your questions. But uncertainty often leads to more searching instead of more satisfaction. Many online platforms are designed to keep people engaged by recommending content related to what they've already watched or read. If you spend more time on alarming stories, you'll often see more of them, not because the platform knows your feelings, but because it responds to your attention. When we spend long periods focused on negative information, it can begin to shape how we perceive the world. The world itself hasn't necessarily changed, but our attention has. Bad news isn't the enemy. Staying informed matters. The real challenge is learning when information is helping you and when it's simply capturing your attention. Awareness gives you the power to choose. But what happens to your mind when negative news becomes part of your daily routine? Have you ever found yourself saying, "I'll stop after one more article," only to keep scrolling? Share your experience in the comments. Many people notice that consuming emotionally intense news late at night can make it harder to relax before sleep. When your mind stays alert, falling asleep may become more difficult. When negative information dominates our attention, it can influence how we experience the day. The world may begin to feel more threatening than it really is, even when many positive moments are happening around us. Every minute spent somewhere else is a minute that can't be spent fully present. Sometimes the greatest cost of endless scrolling isn't the news itself, it's the moments we quietly miss. Being informed matters, but constant exposure isn't always the same as being prepared. Sometimes the healthiest decision is to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the world directly in front of you. The goal isn't to ignore the world's problems, it's to choose when and how you engage with them. Your attention is valuable. Where you place it slowly shapes how you experience life. If your brain learned this habit, can it learn a healthier one? Have you ever taken a break from negative news and noticed a difference in your mood or focus? Share your experience in the comments. The brain can adapt through repeated habits, a property known as neuroplasticity. While changing habits takes time and effort, many people can build healthier attention patterns with consistent practice. Your brain learned to chase every alarming headline, but the remarkable thing about the human brain is that it can learn new habits. Every small choice strengthens a different path. Attention works like a muscle. The more often you choose where to focus, the easier that choice becomes. Over time, repeated habits can help your brain respond differently. Staying informed doesn't require checking every notification. Many people find it helpful to choose specific times to catch up on the news instead of reacting to every alert. Breaking a habit isn't only about stopping something, it's about replacing it with something your mind also finds meaningful. The world has always contained both challenges and beauty. Where you place your attention influences which parts you notice most. Freedom doesn't come from ignoring the world, it comes from choosing when the world gets your attention. Every time you make that choice, you become the one guiding your focus, not your notifications. If your brain can learn healthier habits, what is the biggest truth about bad news that almost nobody realizes? What's one healthy habit you'll try this week to spend less time doom scrolling? Let us know in the comments. Negativity bias helped humans survive, but it doesn't mean the world is only dangerous. Staying informed while setting healthy boundaries can help people make thoughtful decisions without becoming overwhelmed. Your brain wasn't designed for endless headlines. It evolved to notice danger in small groups, not to process thousands of alarming stories every day. Yet the same survival system still reacts whenever something feels like a threat. Bad news often feels bigger because it captures attention more easily. That doesn't mean good things stop happening. It means our attention doesn't always notice them with the same intensity. Negativity bias isn't a flaw to eliminate. It's part of being human. The goal isn't to ignore risk, it's to keep it in balance with everything else life has to offer. Attention is one of the most valuable resources you have. Every moment you choose where to place it, you shape your daily experience. Being informed doesn't require constant exposure. Many people benefit from setting limits, choosing reliable sources, and making room for relationships, hobbies, and rest alongside the news. The world contains pain and kindness, conflict and compassion, fear and hope. The stories you notice depend, in part, on where your attention spends its time. Your future isn't decided by one headline. It's shaped by thousands of small decisions about what you read, what you believe, and what you give your attention to. Every time you choose real life over endless scrolling, you're reminding your brain that safety, connection, and joy are also worth noticing. News shows us many of the world's challenges. Everyday life also contains millions of quiet moments of courage, generosity, and resilience that rarely become headlines. You don't need to fear every headline. You don't need to ignore them either. Wisdom comes from knowing when to pay attention and when to let your mind rest. Tomorrow morning, when your phone lights up, will your attention choose the next notification, or will you choose where your day begins? Your brain doesn't crave bad news because it's broken. It pays attention to possible danger because that's how humans survived for thousands of years. But survival isn't the only goal anymore. Living well also means noticing hope, connection, beauty, and moments of peace. The strongest mind isn't the one that consumes the most information, it's the one that knows how to balance awareness with well-being. In the end, the world becomes the story your attention tells. Protect your attention, because it shapes your reality. If this documentary changed the way you think about news and attention, comment balance below. Subscribe for more cinematic psychology documentaries that reveal how your mind really works. And remember, your greatest superpower isn't what grabs your attention, it's what you choose to focus on.